Hey there, I'm Tom Jorgensen, and I'm here to take you through all the things you may have missed in Chapter 7 of Stranger Things 2, The Lost Sister. Get ready for some spoilers, and yes, more Empire Strikes Back references. A lot more. Back when Netflix first announced the titles for each chapter of Stranger Things 2 in a promotional video, we were told to expect an episode called The Lost Brother, but now we know that the final title of this episode refers to Eleven's surrogate sister from Hawkins' lab, Kali, or as she used to be known, 8. When Eleven first arrives at Call's hideout, you can see the names Tom O'Bedlam, King Mob, and Barbalith graffitied on the walls. Now those are all characters from Grant Morrison's comic The Invisibles, which followed a resistance movement fighting against those that would harm people with psychic abilities. Call's group and their mission bears much more than a passing resemblance to The Invisibles if you ask me. Now, if you told me that Netflix was using this episode as a backdoor pilot for an Invisibles adaptation that doubles as a Stranger Things spinoff, I would be neither surprised nor upset. Call's group is awesome. As I said before, out of any episode in Stranger Things 2, this is the one that feels like the most clear homage to The Empire Strikes Back, specifically Luke's training with Yoda on Dagobah. As Call trains Eleven to hone her psychokinetic abilities, she instructs Eleven to move a train car with her powers. Eleven doesn't believe she can do it at first, just as Luke doesn't believe he can use the Force to lift his X-Wing from the swamp. This next one's a bit of a combo of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Call tells Eleven that she must make a choice whether or not to confront her supposedly dead father figure, Dr. Brenner, much in the same way that Yoda tells Luke he must confront Vader in Return of the Jedi. But the girls quickly rewind their way back to Empire as Call conjures an illusion of Brenner in a moment that feels very reminiscent of when Luke enters the dark side cave on Dagobah. And just as Luke does, Eleven abandons her training with Call once she has a vision of her friends in danger. This brings me back to the title of the episode, The Lost Sister. Could this also be a sly nod to Luke Skywalker's lost sister Leia, a familial connection first hinted at in Empire Strikes Back? Alright, one more Star Wars reference for this episode. Eleven totally force chokes the man who, on Brenner's orders, administered the shock treatment that destroyed her mother's brain. You can see a box of Twinkies in Call's hideout. We know Eleven loves Eggos, so it stands to reason that this is her sister's junk food vice. Roy, the man Call's group is after, is watching Punky Brewster when they attack him. It's an episode that sees Punky having nightmares of evil doctors giving her unwanted shots. Appropriate given who's just broken into his apartment. When Elle first arrives in Pittsburgh, a pedestrian scolds her after he bumps into her, which is total BS. She responds by calling him a mouth breather, a term she learned from Mike in episode 3 of season 1. What kind of stuff did you spot in this episode? Let us know in the comments, and after you finish watching the last 2 episodes, make sure you check out our video breakdowns of what you may have missed. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.